So regarding the Mark of the Beast, I'm gonna say it right now. With a lot of King James onlyists, I prefer to be a Texas Receptus onlyist because all the verses are there. I don't read Alexandrian texts, um, stuff like that. If people want to read that kind of crap, guess what? You're kind of an idiot for messing with one. Okay, because like if you have like an NIV, if you have an ESV, whatever, those Bibles are not your best friend. They're not. I mean, as long as people know the gospel, that's fine. I'm just saying. But here's the thing. Um, Revelation chapters, what was that, 16 for a second? Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 18. Yeah, Revelation 13, 16 through 18. Yeah. What it talks about. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their forehead. Now, how come am I saying it's both in the right hand and forehead and on the right hand and forehead? People need to understand it's not going to just be on the right hand or forehead, it's also going to be in as well, because we really have to think about today's society. We have to really think about, like, how things advanced over the course of a few thousand years or so. Okay, that's probably the best way I can say it. I'm not sure if I'm correct in that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But here's the thing. Back then it could be on, but today it also could be in because of the technology we have. There is a film series. They've done about like 3 films. They have not made a fourth one, and I don't think YouTube will let them do a fourth one because they pretty much banned their channel on YouTube. It's a channel called Face Like the Sun, right? And they were making a film called Age of Deceit. Age of Deceit 1, my lighting cut off from my Xbox on the TV, sorry. The first one deal with New Age and whatnot, explain like, why the New Age is dangerous, why you need to avoid it, etc., etc. Very good film. I highly suggest people watch that film. It's a doozy, to say the least. It is actually a doozy. Age of Deceit 2 and 3, that really deals with like technological type stuff. At least that's what I saw from the case, like the case art, whatever you want to call it, on the third one. The second one, though, it does deal with that. They were talking about, like, like vitamin identification, and what that really is, people are making pills where people can have an app and see that, hey, they actually swallowed the pills and whatnot. So that's way number one. Okay, and way number two is they also do it through tattoos via nanotechnology and stuff like that. They have an ability to do that. What would make it the main category or the main suspect of them having that go on would be like people like Elon Musk, because Elon Musk, you can understand, he is involved in some stuff like that too. Like for the head part, there's like a microchip type thing where they can access the internet just by going in their chip or whatever, like whatever it is. I'm not that smart when it comes to that category, so pardon my ignorance, okay? Pardon me. But there's that. So they're doing it through medication, they're doing it through healthcare. They're just basically trying to find a way to make sure that you do take the mark of the beast. We all seem to think like, it all stopped at taking the RFID chip that's like a little size of a grain of rice. No. They did not stop there. Because here's the thing. Satan was waiting for something like this. He was. Okay? Because back then, we did not have we didn't have like technology back then like we do now. So now that we're more advanced, we do have access to stuff like that. Okay? We do have access to that stuff. Can it only be in the right hand? No, it doesn't have to be just in the right hand. It can also be in your left hand too. They're like, oh, the Bible says it's only on the right hand. No, don't you get it? When you take the mark of the beast, it doesn't matter if you take it in the right hand or the left hand. It doesn't matter if you take it in your forehead or on your forehead, whatever. It doesn't even matter if you, and I'm not being gross here, seriously, I'm not kidding. It doesn't even matter if you take it in or on the butt. Literally. And when I say that, because all you gotta do is put it in your butt cheek and hey, you're all set. This is literally something that they are trying to pull. Okay? This stuff's going on today. It's very dangerous, and it's something to be avoided because once you take the mark of the beast, you are done for. There are people like John MacArthur, who is a Calvinist, and I swear, if there's a Calvinist who says he was being truthful, guess what? You are on your way to hell as well because you're agreeing with his false doctrine is not true. John MacArthur stated that if you take the mark of the beast, you're still saved. No, you're not. When you take the mark of the beast, you made a choice of where you want to go. You made a choice on whom you serve. So the mark of the beast is nothing you want to take or anything else like that, because once you take that mark, you're done for. So this is the reason why I'm saying, people need to do their research. I'm not saying for people to take my word for it, and I will say that every single time, because we do live in an age of deceit, okay? It even states in the scriptures, do not put your faith in the hands of man, but do put your faith in the hands of God. We put our faith in man more than we put our faith in God, and we need to stop doing that because this is what's turning our society kaput, okay? This is literally what's messing around with our society, and it needs to friggin' stop. And this is why I am the way I am, because, and I get that, people are not going to understand, and I get it, and I get it's between them and God, but I wish they would just hear the words of the Lord and understand, hey, don't you realize you're putting your immortal souls at danger? In danger, I should say. Sorry. Think about it. Alright? Now's not the time to mess around with stuff like this. So, truly and honestly, think about it, folks. God bless.